and patches, of ballads, songs, and snatches, and a dreamy lullaby. My catalogue is long, through every passion ranging, and to your humours changing, I'll tune my supple song. I'll tune my supple song. Are you in sentimental mood? I'll sigh with you. Oh, sorrow. On maiden's coldness do you brood? I'll do so too. Oh, sorrow, sorrow. I'll tune your willing ears with songs of lovers' fears, of sympathetic tears, my cheeks bid you. Oh, sorrow, sorrow. But patriotic sentiment is wanted. I've patriotic ballads cut and dried. For where your country's banner may be flaunted, all other local banners are defied. Our warriors and sad ranks assembled, never quail while they conceal it if they do. And I wouldn't be surprised if nations trembled before the mighty troops of Titty-Boo. We shouldn't be surprised if nations trembled when we wave it out before the mighty troops of Titty-Boo. And if you call for a song of the sea, we'll heave the capstan round. With a yo-heave-ho, for the wind is free, her anchors are trimmed and her helms are lee. Hurrah for the homeward bound. Yo-ho-heave-ho, hurrah for the homeward bound. To lay aloft in a howling breeze would tickle a landsman's taste, but the happiest town a sailor sees is when he's down at an inland town with his Nancy on his knees. Yo-ho! And his arms around her waist. And then the captain, off we go, as the famous slings us round. With a yo-heave-ho, a round-we-go, hurrah for the homeward bound. With a yo-heave-ho, and a rum-we-go. Yo-ho! Yo-ho-heave-ho-heave-ho, yo-ho! A wandering minstrel I, a thing of shreds and patches, of ballads, songs, and snatches, and dreamy lullaby, and dreamy
And what might be your business with Yum Yum?
I'll tell you. A year ago, I was a member of the Titty-Boo Town Band. It was my duty to take the cap round for contributions. While discharging this delicate office, I saw Yum Yum. We loved each other at once, but she was betrothed to her guardian Coco, a cheap tailor, and I saw that my suit was hopeless. Overwhelmed with despair, I quitted the town. Judge of my delight when I heard a month ago that Coco had been condemned to death for flirting,
It
I
is
hurry back at once in the hope of finding Yum Yum at liberty to listen to my protestation.
It is true that Coco was condemned to death for flirting, but he was reprieved at the last moment and raised to the exalted rank of Lord High Executioner under the following remarkable circumstances. Our great Mikado, virtuous man, when he to rule our land began, resolved to try a plan whereby young men might best be steadied. So he decreed in words succinct that all who flirted, leered, or winked, unless connubially linked, should forthwith be beheaded, 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 should forthwith be beheaded. And I expect that you'll agree that he was right to so degree, and I am right and you are right, and all is right as right can be. And you are right and we are right, and all is right as right can be, and all is right as right can be. Right as right can be. This stern decree, you'll understand, caused great dismay throughout the land, for young and old and shy and bold were equally affected. The youth who winked a roving eye, or breathed a non-connubial sigh, was thereupon condemned to die. He usually objected, he usually objected. And you'll allow, as I expect, that he was right to so object, and I am right, and you're right, and everything is quite correct. And you are right, and we are right, and everything is quite correct, and everything is quite correct. All is quite correct. And so we straight let out on bail a convict from the county jail, whose head was next on some pretext condemned to be mown off, and made him headsman, for we said, who's next to be decapitated, cannot cut off another's head until he's cut his own off, his own off, his own off, until he's cut his own off. And we are right, I think you'll say, to argue in this kind of way. And I am right, and you're right, and all is right, Chilurale. You are right, and we are right, and all is right, Chilurale. And I am right, and all is right, and all is right.
Coco, the cheap tailor, Lord High Executioner of Tittipoo, why, that's the highest rank a citizen can attain.
It is. Our logical Mikado, seeing no moral difference between the dignified judge who condemns a criminal to die and the industrious mechanic who carries out the sentence, has rolled the two offices into one, and every judge is now his own executioner.
But how good of you, for I see you are a nobleman of the highest rank, to condescend to tell all this to me, a mere strolling minstrel.
Don't mention it. I am, in point of fact, a particularly haughty and exclusive person of pre-Adamite ancestral descent. You will understand this when I tell you that I can trace my ancestry back to a protoplasmal, primordial, atomic globule. Consequently, my family pride is something inconceivable. I can't help it. I was born sneering. But I struggle hard to overcome this defect. I mortify my pride continually. When all of the great officers of state resigned in a body because they were too proud to serve under an ex-tailor, did I not unhesitatingly accept all their posts at once?
And the salaries attached to them. You did.
It is, consequently, my degrading duty to serve this upstart as First Lord of the Treasury, Lord Chief Justice, Commander-in-Chief, Lord High Admiral, Master of the Buckhounds, Groom of the Backstairs, Archbishop of Titipu, and Lord Mayor, both acting and elect, all rolled into one. And at a salary, a poobah paid for his services, I a salaried minion. But I do it. It revolts me, but I do it.
And it does you credit.
But I don't stop at that. I go and dine with middle-class people on reasonable terms. I dance at cheap suburban parties for a moderate fee. I accept refreshment at any hand, however lowly. And I also retail state secrets for a very low figure. For instance, any further information about Yum Yum would come under the head of a state secret. Another insult, and I think a light one. Young man despair, like wise go to, Yum Yum the fair, you must not woo, it will not do, I'm sorry for you, you very imperfect ablutioner. This very day from school, Yum Yum will wend her way and homeward come with beat of drum and rum-tum-tum to wed the Lord the High Executioner. And the brass will crash, and the trumpets play, and the cart on their wedding day. She'll toddle away as all of her with the Lord High Executioner.
And the brass will crash, and the trumpets play, and the cart on their wedding day. She'll toddle away as all of her with the Lord High Executioner.
It's a hopeless case, as you may see, and in your base away I'd flee. But don't blame me, I'm sorry to be of your pleasure a diminutioner. They'll vow their pact extremely soon. In point of fact, this afternoon, her honeymoon with that buffoon at 7 commences, so you shall hear. And the brass will crash, and the trumpets play, and the butler on their wedding day. She'll toddle away as all of her with the Lord High Executioner.
And the brass will crash, and the trumpets play, and the butler on their wedding day. She'll toddle away as all of her with the Lord High Executioner.
And have I journeyed for a month or nearly to learn that Yum Yum, whom I love so dearly, this day to Coco is to be united.
The fact appears to be as you've recited. comes, equipped as suits his station. He'll give you any further information.
Touched by this reception, I can only trust that by strict attention to duty, I shall ensure a continuance of those favors which it will ever be my study to deserve. If I am ever called upon to act professionally, I am happy to think there will be no difficulty in finding plenty of people whose loss will be a distinct gain to society at large. As someday it may happen that a victim must be found, I've got a little list of society offenders who might well be underground and who never would be missed. There's the pesky little nuisances who write for autographs, or people who have fancy names and irritating laughs, or children who are up in dates and floor you with them flat, all persons who in shaking hands shake hands with you like that. And all third persons who in spoiling tete-a-tetes insist they'd none of them be missed.
He's got them on the list, and they'll none of them be missed.
There's the tenor serenaders, oh, they travel all in threes. The high note specialist, I got him on my list. And all people who wear cheap perfume that makes you want to. There's the person in the audience who makes us all irate because they still forget to put their cell phone on vibrate. Reality TV that entertains us in new terms. Instead of having drama, we've got people eating worms. And that crafty little penitential home economist. Yes, Martha's on the list. You'd think that she'd be missed.
Yes, Martha's on the list. Yes, Martha's on the list. And I don't think she'll be missed. I'm sure she'll not be missed.
There's the lady in the SUV, the cell phone at her lip. The reckless motorist, I've got her on the list. And the soccer mom and dad who redefine good sportsmanship. The parental pugilist, I don't think they'd be missed. And apologetic statesmen of a compromising kind, such as, what do you call it, thingamabob, und likewise, never mind. And tut, and what's his name, and also you know who. The task of filling up the blanks I'd rather leave to you, for it really doesn't matter whom you put upon the list. They'd none of them be missed. They'd none of them be missed.
You may put them on the list. You may put them on the list. And they'd none of them be missed. They'd none of them be missed.
It seems the festivities in connection with my approaching marriage must last a week. I should like to do it handsomely, and I want to consult you as to the amount I ought to spend upon them.
Certainly. In which of my capacities? As First Lord of the Treasury, Lord Chamberlain, Attorney General, Chancellor of the Exchequer, Privy Purse, or Private Secretary?
Suppose we say as Private Secretary.
Speaking as your private secretary, I should say that as the city will have to pay for it, don't stint yourself, do it well.
Exactly, as the city will have to pay for it, that is your advice.
As private secretary, of course, you will understand that as Chancellor of the Exchequer, I am bound to see that due economy is observed.
But you said just now, don't stint yourself, do it well.
As private secretary.
And now you say that due economy must be observed.
As Chancellor of the Exchequer.
I see. Come over here, where the Chancellor can't hear us. Now, as my solicitor, how do you advise me to deal with this difficulty?
Oh, as your solicitor, I should have no hesitation in saying chance it.
Thank you, I will.
If it were not that as Lord Chief Justice, I am bound to see that the law isn't violated.
I see. Come over here, where the Chief Justice can't hear us. Now then, as First Lord of the Treasury...
Of course, as First Lord of the Treasury, I could propose a special vote that would cover all expenses. If it were not that as leader of the opposition, it would be my duty to resist it tooth and nail. Or as Paymaster General, I could so cook the accounts that as Lord High Auditor, I should never discover the fraud. But then, as Archbishop of Titipu, it would be my duty to denounce my dishonesty and give myself into my own custody as First Commissioner of the Police.
That's extremely awkward.
I don't say that all these distinguished people couldn't be square. But it is right to tell you that they wouldn't be sufficiently degraded in their own estimation unless they are insulted with a very considerable bribe.
The matter shall have my careful consideration. But my bride and her sisters approach, and any little compliment on your part, such as an abject grovel in characteristic Japanese attitude, would be esteemed a favor.
No money, no grovel.